Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sudbury Interviews. Today we have Terry Ames. And Terry is a real estate broker and also a member of the Ames team, real estate team here in Sudbury. Before we begin, you can find us on Sudstown and join the conversation. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please reach out. Hey, Terry, thanks for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me, Danny.
What a pleasure. So, you guys have the draw going on right now with the truck?
Yeah, we're down to the final stretch. We started back in July, and we are down to the final few weeks. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm in a little bit of panic mode. We're not quite at the break-even point. We're getting there, but we're at a crucial stage where once the all the prizes are paid for, then it's like every dollar goes back to help the local families that we help. So that's why it's so important for us in this final stretch to really, well, I like to make $100,000 in 3 weeks.
No
That's
doubt.
what I need to do. Yeah.
That sounds great. You're a hard worker. I remember seeing you over the years. Really devoted to the community and with all your initiatives and things. So, congrats to you guys for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, it kind of, I mean, I've been part of, the community for many years, and I started in the golf industry and really got to be involved with a lot of golf tournaments and charity events. And then when I got sick, back in 2007, I kind of had a rally from Sudbury and the golf courses and people connected to us rallied around us and ran a couple of golf tournaments, helped support our journey with cancer and so uh, when I was declared cancer free, we recognized that we had a real unique opportunity to give back and to kind of pass the torch off to helping families like the way we were helped.
How did you get in the real estate business?
Well, it's a family affair. My mother has been in real estate since 1989, and when I got sick, and then I was cancer free back in 2011. We recognized that we needed a bit of a change, and my mom had been doing it. We always had, and being in a family of realtors or having a mother that's a realtor, the discussions around the dinner table always revolved around real estate. I mean, everybody loves to talk about real estate, and so it was really a natural thing to join my mom, and we started the Ames team, and then from there, Jen was working, support as a support staff, and then she became a realtor, and then we expanded from there and had a couple more realtors join us, and then a couple support staff, and so yeah, I guess it was we came. My parents used to own Cedar Green years ago, and then
Oh wow.
so I was in the golf industry, and then from there I went into real estate, and then now we've got the Ames team now.
I didn't know your parents owned that golf course. That's amazing.
Yeah, we grew up at Cedar Green, and that was our life, from a very young age to and then I left the industry, and then my parents sold the course, and then was out of it for a couple of years, and then we I realized how much I missed it, so I went to school to be a golf course manager, and came back to Sudbury. I was actually went out to school in BC, um, and came back to Sudbury and worked at different golf courses and ended up managing Golf Sudbury, and that's kind of where we kind of left our my golf career.
Wow. So you must be an expert golf cart driver.
Yeah, because everybody thinks I'm a great golfer, but I'm good at everything else but golf. I've been golfing all my life, but I'm still not very good. But I have a twin brother, and he's a lot better than me. So,
Oh yeah, I played a show there on Canada Day at Cedar Green.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, it was kind of a
Very,
last minute thing and neat. So I
yeah.
also noticed you have like a magazine that you're publishing now.
Yeah, we've got lots of things on the go. So we back, there was a book called the Real Estate Book, and a lot of different realtors would put their ads in there, and then I always, we do quite a few listings, and I always wanted my own magazine, and I just thought what a great way to do all of our listings and promote our listings at a different level than really anybody else does. And now that magazine, I mean, we just printed 8,000 magazines,
Wow.
and we mail some out. We have them at some of the grocery stores and TD Bank and Smith's Market, and people still like paper, and so it advertises our listings. We have a little ask the Ames team section with just a little knowledge from our team, and this year, well, and we have sometimes some market stats, and it's just a good information. But it's a great way to get our listings out there to people.
Well, I was sitting in my car one day looking at your magazine, and I read that you have a moving trailer that you offer to anyone who buys a house or sells a is that sells a house, buys a house. And I thought that's such a great idea. Like you make an investment, you buy a trailer. That's a great idea. So tell us about
we
that.
now Yeah, so I mean, again, when we see a need, it's like, and I learned from my mom, like when we say we're full service. Like my mom was never afraid to, if someone needed their house cleaned or mulch put in the front yard, she was there, and she created those kind of relationships with people, and we're kind of the same way, and so I bought the first trailer, and I just thought, what a great idea, and then it got so popular. It's like, oh my God, this trailer's always booked, so we need another trailer. So
Wow.
anyway, we're up to 4 trailers. We have 2 enclosed trailers and 2 open trailers. And then we bought a tractor. One, it was partially for use around my place, and then also for our clients. And it's amazing. It's been out all summer, helping people to do their driveways, to do a little landscaping, and so yeah, kind of a neat thing. And in fact, or even at this time of year, our trailers kind of so booked up. Because sometimes, if someone's getting their house ready, they don't need the trailer maybe for moving, but they might need it just to declutter the house, put something in the trailer for a couple of weeks while we take photos and start showings. And so it's nice to have that. So we're kind of talking, maybe we need one more trailer. So we'll see.
You have I can't believe that you have 4 trailers that you offer to your clients.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I'm really lucky. We where we are, we bought a house, and right in New Sudbury, right on the border of New Sudbury and Garson, and we have a couple acres, and so and we took a house that was built in the 50s and just remade the whole house, and built the whole basement as an office. So the whole team operates out of the basement, but it's really nice because I actually have room to park all these trailers, and kind of like out of sight, and I couldn't do that if I lived in a regular subdivision.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So what about there was that gig that or that event that you had every year teed up for Terry.
yeah. So we so Teed Up for Terry started. The first two actually started as it was a fundraiser for me. So when I was going through cancer, and I had was off work and needed some more support, and then we were traveling and doing different things, and so the first 2 golf tournaments were for me. And then when at the second golf tournament, I said, when I'm cancer free, we're going to come back, and we're going to have a celebration. So 2 years later, we had the third Teed Up for Terry, and it was exactly that. And I told everyone the story of the moment I was told I was cancer free, and I saw the impact that had to that room and to the people, and so we recognize that this is something that we have to carry forward, and so we started the Terry Ames Care Fund. We wrote my first book, Beating Cancer, my survival guide, and that became a fundraiser, and then the golf tournament became a fundraiser, and then we haven't had a golf tournament in a couple of years, but we're planning one. My cancer free day is July 20th, and so in next, and we always do it on a Monday. It's just because the golf course is very generous and gives us a golf course basically for free, but we need to do on an off day, which is always a Monday. And so next Monday, next year in 2026, July 20th happens to fall on a Monday. So I'm like, oh my God, we have to do another golf tournament. So stay tuned for that. We'll I forget where we're at, around 9 tournaments, 8 or 9 that we've done. So, but looking forward to that. But anyway, so then we ran these golf tournaments, and then um, the demand. So the charity was set up to help local families going through cancer. So I saw all the support we got, and me and my wife recognized that not everybody has that kind of support. So we started this fund to basically help people pay their bills, help pay mortgage, heating bills, cost of supplements. Sometimes there's some treatment that's not covered. Sometimes people are, have to get maybe some dental work that's not covered related to their cancer. So we set up this fund as a simple way to give money directly to people that needed financial support, so they could focus on beating cancer. And then doing the golf tournaments and some of the book, we just weren't able to meet the demand for the money that we needed. So we said, let's try something new. So in 2015, we started the cancer support draw, and through Crosstown Chevrolet, we got a 2015 Chevy Colorado, and got out there with paper tickets, and and worked it, and we ended up making around $65,000 of profit for the charity, which was great, and a lot of work, but it was it was the most money we'd made from any event. And then this year, this is our sixth draw, and the 10-year anniversary. Um, Back in 2023, we do it every 2 years. It's just simply too much work to do every year. So in 2023, we did it, and we raised
Wow.
$101,000. Yeah, so it was like, every year we do about 65 to 68,000, and last year with a lot of support from HSN Foundation, we got over that, just over that 100,000. So which was amazing, and again the fund has grown in popularity, and the need, and of course the cost of living has gone up, and so people need that support even more. And what people don't realize, when someone's off work for cancer, it's the spouse is off work, or mom and dad are off taking time off work, and the bills keep coming. They don't stop. Just because you're sick. So it's like I said, the demand has grown, and we basically made a commitment to the cancer center that we would keep it going, and keep bringing in more money, and that's what we're trying to do.
So just to be clear, like you guys raffle off a brand new truck. People buy a
Yeah,
50-50 ticket there.
yeah. So there's a ton of prizes. So the grand prize is a 2025 Chevy Colorado from Crosstown. We have a really cool hot tub from Aquacade. We have a nice gaming package from Kearney's. We had a couple early birds, and one was a package from Kuzina, and Stack Brewing had beer for a year. We had a golf package from Golf Sudbury, and then we had a really cool griddle from Bianco's, and then we had like a $7,000 e-bike from Adventure 365, which was really cool.
Wow.
And so we're down to the grand prize part of our draw, which is I mean, everybody wants the truck. It's a basically a $65,000 truck, and that's everybody wants. But I do think, we get a lot of support of people who, yeah, the prize is nice, but I think they recognize that, when they buy a ticket for $25, that $25 is going directly to help a family going through cancer. And I think that's has been the key to our success. You know.
Yeah, it looks good to me. I'm looking at your website actually. It's terryamescarefund.com.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. You see some of the things we've been doing, and then the for the draw, it's actually cancersupportdraw.com, and so yeah, so we're still, we're not even quite 40% of the tickets have sold. So I mean, it's the odds are really good, basically the tickets are what's one for 25, three for 50, eight for 100, and there's a big package of 25 tickets for $250. That's a limited package, and we'll probably sell that one out. And Yeah, like I said, every dime that from this point on is it's all, the every penny is going to help a family going through cancer, and I think that's when people buy a ticket, it's really cool for the chance to win the truck. And it's a really cool truck, by the way. Like I'm a Colorado guy, and I have the exact same trucks, and people see me driving around. I've got a 2023 labeled up, just like the new one, which is parked across town right now, and it's a really old leather or sunroof. It's it's a great truck, a lot of fun to drive. So I hope I always love delivering the truck and surprising people with the
Wow.
prize, and the reaction we get. It's really cool.
That's amazing. So you mentioned beer for a year. Is that, did anybody ever win that before? I
No, it
love
was the
that.
first time. So Stack has been a great partner. Stack Brewing, you know, it, so it's we actually call it the local cancer support draw. So I think people really appreciate that they know when they're spending money, it's helping local families, and our cancer center supports Northern Ontario, so local, Sudbury, but it's also Espanola, Manitoulin, any anywhere that people use our cancer center. Most of the recipients are right here in Sudbury. I would say probably 90%, but it's all about supporting the local businesses, because local businesses are supporting us. So when you see like these like Stack Brewing, a local brewery, Bianco's and Adventure 365 in Crosstown, and these are the businesses that have stepped up to help us and local families and our cancer center. And we we try and hammer it over and over again, like, hey guys, so important to help support these local businesses, because they're all giving back, and they give back till it hurts, and that's why it is so important to, that's why we call it the local cancer support draw. But beer for a year, yeah, beer for a year. It was the idea, the owners at Stack, thought of it, and I mean, I love beer and I love
Yeah.
Stack beer, and so we came up with the idea, and so yeah, that was one of the early bird draws, and it's already been drawn, and so basically they get a case of beer a month, and they come in and just mix and match and get the beer that they like. So it's pretty cool.
That's a great idea, Terry.
I thought so.
It's
Yeah.
catchy
Yeah.
too, right?
Well, it was. We started. It was going to be we're going to do a keg a month, and then we're like, then we got to get a keg fridge, and then and it's nice to have. I love variety. I love trying different beers, and Stack has, I don't know, like 8 or 9 different kinds of beer, and so it's just nice to go and just try all the different ones. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
If we could come back to real estate for a minute, you guys take some extraordinary photos. I'm just looking at your Facebook page here. Who does that? Is that your wife or what?
No, no, we have professionals. Yeah, we there's a lot of really great photographers and videographers in the
Wow.
city, and we use a few different ones, and the main ones, Real Edge and Huno Media, some really great companies, and yeah, they uh, they do great work, a lot of preparation goes into getting those houses ready, making sure they're ready with the photos and the videos, but no, we have an amazing support staff, and then we have a full-time marketing manager to make sure everything is just right, and our admin. So it's just all about surrounding yourself with really good people and professional people. I wouldn't give myself or Jen any credit for the photos. Yeah, we try and stay off camera as much as possible because it's all about the house or the property that we're trying to promote. So we'll do an intro and an outro, but it's all about the house and showcasing the house.
Well, I was walking down the street the other day, and I was thinking about the house prices and how they've gone up. And I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking that if they went down, it would be good for buyers, but bad for sellers. If somebody bought high and then it's like they would lose their shirt. So, what do you think about that? Do you think there's a chance the prices ever come down again? Or,
Yeah, it's so hard to predict. I mean, we see lots of ups and downs, and the market does fluctuate still, but it's still overall kind of like the stock market. It's still always, over the long haul, is still increasing. In Sudbury, especially, we're very much, yeah, inventory. We're sensitive to the inventory, so, and that applies everywhere, but especially in Sudbury, that seems to affect the values even more. So, if you're in a situation where there's a really low inventory, that tends to push the prices up, and we're in a healthier inventory, so which means that we're approaching a more balanced market where really depends on the price range you're looking at. If you're in a lower price range, it's still very competitive. It's still in the seller's market. You get into the more higher priced homes, it become more balanced. And in some cases, it's a little bit of a buyer's market in certain categories, but for the most part, we're just shifting to a more balanced market. But yeah, it's hard when things went up really quickly in 20 and 21. Um, if someone was buying and selling within a couple of years, it was really hard for them to get out of that home with a surplus, and so it was important for us to communicate to people in that heightened market that you need to be a plan that you're going to be in this house for 5 years, to make sure that you're going to be able to see some equity grow in that home. And for the most part, you know, um, most people have a longer plan, and sometimes stuff comes up, or you know, um, unexpected babies, or maybe divorce, or different things that come up where it kind of interrupts the plan. But for the most part, our clients are pretty stable, and stick with more of a long-term plan.
and I've just noticed that you have your own beer. Do you have your own beer? Come on. What is
Oh my God,
this?
it's so good. Yeah, the Ames team beer. Yeah, it's so funny. I think you see it. We do kind of things a little differently than most, and we have a lot of fun doing it, and love to visit our clients, past and current, and just always looking for ways to interact with them. So we had an idea last winter about making our own beer, and so we Stack Brewing partnered with Stack Brewing, and they made a beer for us. And it started off, it was meant to be something for our clients, and it turned out to be something so much more. And we made a bigger batch than expected. Uh, and so we ended up selling it at Golf Sudbury, and um, and um, and then we also, through Golf Sudbury, we started through my charity. Uh, uh, we started basically a dollar from every can sold at Golf Sudbury. was going back to the charity. So it was kind of a neat idea, one to um, raise some more money for the charity, have some fun with the beer, and promote a little bit the Ames Team brand and then the Stack Brewing brand, and so yeah, so it worked out good. We had it available at the store for a limited time, and yeah, we'll probably put a little fall push on the beer, and before we're out, and I think we're down to the final 20 cases of beer. So, and it's a really good beer. I enjoy it, and but yeah, it's just a fun thing for us. So hopefully we'll have some left over for our clients for Christmas. We'll see.
Or you could just hide them in your garage somewhere and keep them for
Yeah,
yourselves.
yeah. Well, and because I mean, Stack does everything without preservatives, so it
Wow.
actually it should be kept cool, So,
Right.
but they have big walk-in coolers there, so they keep the stock there for us.
So the next question, Terry, we got about 5 minutes left here, is the daily segment, and I ask every guest the same question, same words and everything. The question is, what is one thing that you feel would make Sudbury greater?
What is one thing, boy? Huh? Okay. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay. I think Sudbury is great. I really do, and I think no matter where you are, you have to have the right mindset to recognize where you are at, and I think people coming to Sudbury from Toronto and seeing the rat race of Toronto and seeing all the awesome things here in Sudbury to do in the lakes. I think our local people forget like what we've got, and there's a lot of bad, and there's a lot of stuff that's not good, and maybe our roads and but there's so much really good stuff and good people and good restaurants and great activities and festivals, and so I think, yeah, I guess it just you know look look what you got, like just recognize all the good that we've got, and I guess that's I don't know if that's a good answer.
That's a great answer.
Mhm.
More beer for Terry, or more Ames Team beer.
Yeah, yeah.
Right
Mm.
on, man. Well, thank you. I want to thank you for coming on, and you've always been such a strong community person since I've known you, anyhow. And I remember one time I was gigging downtown, and you were doing something in the community there on Cedar Street, and you were standing there pretty much all day, and it was beautiful. And like whatever he's doing is very, very important. So thanks for
Yeah.
being that person
Well,
for Sudbury.
yeah, well, you too, Danny. Like you've supported a lot of my events, and you've been there. And I remember the one event that they held for me and my family, and I was terminal at the time, right? And so it was you were doing a fundraiser to send us to Disneyland, and it was like it's not something that was, it wasn't an absolute, but it was, they recognized the state we were in, and what a great idea it was, to give my family that boost, and myself. You were there entertaining us, and always with a smile, and just so you're so talented. So we appreciate you and all that you do. So thank you for having me, and go to kansasupportdraw.com. Get your tickets. We got to raise some money here to help families, local families right here in Sudbury.
Thanks for your time today, Terry.
Okay, thanks, Danny.
Bye.
Bye bye.